this show is the bottle into which you urinate your thoughts?
I think that we should
Correct.
open this show with the line that all truckers piss in bottles. And hello, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, the Church of Failure. With me, as always, is my trusty co-host Ayrton McCartney and head tard wrangler RuneKnight. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about the Snyder Cut and various other things.
Working hard tonight.
Now, did you actually go? Did you actually go live and do?
Oh yeah, we're live. We're live.
God damn it, church!
Now,
you know, I would have just kept putting it off and putting it off if I didn't, right? Like, come on.
Now, as we settle in for the long haul, I must ask a single question.
Yes.
It was put to me. Is this a show in which friends and acquaintances can appear, or is it merely a show to be consumed? Okay.
Oh no. If someone would like to come, they can join the waiting room. Ayrton, if you guys will be so kind as to drop the links and whatnot, as we previously discussed, I am a little indisposed.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the Discord and the YouTube chat.
So yeah, just jump in the waiting room, and we'll drag you into join the conversation.
Are you sure we're live?
We are live.
Yeah. We are live. I am in it.
Sorry,
I am in it to win it.
It took my computer a second to.
Wow.
All right.
It took you a second to catch up. I told you we were live like 10 minutes ago.
Hey, time's moving at the proper speed for me.
Look, we're not going to insinuate. We're not going to insinuate anything by the fact that I just sat down and watched the entire Justice League Snyder Cut in one viewing, are we? Because I have some things to say about that film.
I'm totally something. How are you not hanging from that tree that's been growing in your backyard for the past 12 years?
You know, it takes a lot of will. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever watched, to be completely honest with you. It was very self-serving and masturbatory.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the critiques, like, go ahead and go through some of the critiques that you had of it when you were so passionately spewing them on the show 2 weeks ago.
You're expecting me to remember 2 weeks ago. So it was overstuffed. A lot of the dialogue is awkward. Way too much slow motion. And
like, Barry talks to the
inconsistencies.
Like,
the Flash is still insufferable.
Oh God, yes! Everything about the Flash is insufferable.
Nightmare. The CGI is not any better than the Whedon cut. It's still just as shit.
And most of my points were the combination of these are already the excesses and problems of Zack Snyder. They didn't change just because he had more time and more money.
Okay, well let's slow down. Let's slow down and actually take it apart.
The other qualifier,
go ahead.
I'm very interested in your points, is a lot of the decisions, good or bad, were DC competing with Marvel. When the question becomes, why does the Flash have to do his flashing like this? It's because they needed to get their Quicksilver out. because
Evan Peters was literally the hottest shit on television and movie screens and everywhere at the same time, and all the girls' panties just instantly just dripped into one puddle, and that was all going into Marvel and TV's pocket. DC wanted a piece!
Yeah, the speed panties, I believe we call them.
That was my nickname in high school.
You know, it's a good show if you utterly break Church's ability to communicate.
It's gonna be a fun one, folks.
Speed panties, okay.
Strap your ass.
That's when the Flash goes so fast that he both merges with and leaves all panties simultaneously in the
That's correct, yes. So anyway.
That's why Superman's jealous.
So let's start at the beginning, okay?
Yeah.
We start off with Batman trying to assemble a team. Okay, and he approaches Aquaman, and basically, this is one of the problems with movie trailers, right? Like, before Justice League ever happened, we knew that Bruce Wayne and Aquaman were going to meet. Like, we knew that they were going to, like, butt heads and not agree at the beginning. Like, we've all seen this movie. This movie is, a bunch of, alpha males and females come together and butt heads until they realize that the one big bad's going to kick all. Like, we've seen this. So, what Marvel did was they did it differently. They approached it in a more character fashion, and they built the characters up individually before they brought them in. And I've gotten off track already. The point that I'm making,
movie trailers.
Yeah, the point that I'm making is that the movie trailer already showed you what was happening in the Batman Aquaman scene. So there's nothing to be seen there. Like, you've all seen it. It's stupid. Like, it makes Bruce Wayne seem like an arrogant, pompous prick when at this point in his career he knows to be humble. After his encounter with Superman, he's shown to be reverent, but he's going to be a sarcastic prick in front of Aquaman and damn near like get himself killed before he can even start. Like, how is this guy supposed to be the group leader, right?
Nah, I agree with that. I think that whole encounter is like, it's just awkward.
So
we are talking about DC, where the height of writing is Batman standing in the middle of a derelict area of town with a megaphone, asking, "Does anyone know where the Joker is?"
Has anyone seen the Joker? Which way did he go?
I don't know that name.
But anyway, so after we get Bruce Wayne's horrible introduction to trying to assemble a team, okay, what's the first thing the team does when it gets together? Oh, let's revive Superman. Okay. What was the fucking point of bringing the team together then? Like, because they have the power to revive Superman? Like, literally, you're saying that all of these people came together to revive the one guy because the one guy is really the only thing that can save us? Like, there's no way the Justice League can save us?
In a matter of point, if you're building a team and you already know that you're not good with people because you're a giant asshole named Bruce Wayne, right? Why not resurrect Superman first and then let Captain Charisma build a team?
Right. Let him beat the shit out of you to get his like shit out of the way. Say Martha a couple of times while he's punching you in the face, and
get Superman's holding Batman down, and Batman's like, "Martha, whap, Martha."
But that's the thing. Like, how badly does it destroy the idea of a group when the group gets together and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're shit without Superman. Superman's got to come back to life for us to mean anything." Like, you've completely just broken your movie in half, and the first half is now like what, filler?
It's double bad actually. One of the things I said last week was the idea that DC is approaching this from a somewhat misunderstood structure, that their TV and their movie universes are separate when the viewers and the readers don't see it that way, right? They just did a bunch of stuff with Cyborg in Doom Patrol. They basically stole Beast Boy's slot and gave it to Cyborg for some reason.
Really?
Doom Patrol. Yeah. Beast Boy's supposed to be on Doom Patrol, but they put Cyborg in it anyway because they needed at least one Afro-American or non-white character. I guess green doesn't count.
Yeah, Beast Boy's green.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
That's jaundice discrimination.
But then you jump over to Snyder Cut, right? And Cyborg is going to be on the Justice League. There's characterization development there that is now incongruous because you have Cyborg who's never been on a team and is being approached to be on a team, right? And then you have Cyborg who's been on a team and it's a bad team or a dysfunctional team.
Here's the thing.
It's like, well, why not use that as a characterization element?
Well, here's the thing, and I'll go against you a little bit on that, Rune, and just say that.
Hello, Danielle. We do see you. We're not ignoring the chat.
Danielle. No, I'll go against you a little bit there, Rune, and say that they did set up the idea that Victor was, just kind of coming to grips with his powers and everything was finally coming together for him. But I do think you're right in the sense that they could have added a little more depth than, oh, boy is now supercomputer. Like, they showed us he was an athlete, but they didn't really show us, like, anything, I don't know, that made me invested in the character. Like, I was much more invested in Cyborg by the end of the movie than I was when I was supposed to be invested in him near the beginning.
Right.
Barry Allen's just such an insufferable prick. I wish they would have gotten Grant Gustin to do it, and he's even more insufferable, and I hate myself for that.
He plays a better Barry Allen, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like his Flash better, too.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and you're correct in chat, Ayrton. Justice League War is a million times better. There's just one problem.
I think
it still gets its dark side wrong. It still gets its dark side wrong. I hate Darkseid as large, grumbly monster. It's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Wait, if that's wrong, we'll take a break from tearing Zack Snyder apart for a moment. Explain what Darkseid is then.
Darkseid. Well, first and foremost, we have to be clear and make the acquiescence. Yes,
Darkseid. I see you in the chat, Dan.
Darkseid and Thanos are very similar characters. Doesn't mean they're the same character. I'm not going to get into who ripped off who. That's not the point.
Well, nobody ripped off anybody. They were both creations of Jack Kirby.
Right. But that's just it.
He ripped off himself.
Yeah, that's just how he drew. Like, that's just what he drew and what he liked to do.
Darkseid is a darkly intelligent, philosophical warlord.
Yes.
And his tactics are equally considered. Yes, Steppenwolf in this incarnation might be a big, angry, brute, dumb shit.
And I really do
think the characterization would have been better for Calabac than Steppenwolf.
Yes, absolutely. And it would have been a more recognizable name because Calabac was more forefront in 52.
But the thing is
not 52.
I was just thinking about the song "Born to Be Wild" when they kept saying Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
I know. Like, Darkseid is the kind of person who should be standing at the very back of the army because he doesn't lead from the front. That's what pawns are for. His hands behind his back, surveying the destruction, absolutely impassive. He's not angry. He's not belligerent.
Yeah, because he hasn't fought Superman yet. Before he fought Superman, he just had this air of invulnerability about him.
Right. Even if somebody does somehow attempt to challenge him, it's like this too shall pass.
Well, hold on, and let's ask ourselves this: where did the storyline of the anti-life equation being on Earth come from? Was that an actual thing from the comic book? I don't recall it. But I obviously am not perfect. So
I believe it was literally an arbitrary creation to get Darkseid to Earth because they didn't want to address the idea of the new gods or the idea that.
What I will say though, and this kind of goes against you and makes me walk back what I just said a little bit, is when you take that into consideration as a storytelling element from the ground up, at least it is consistent that Darkseid might actually have that kind of, reverence for Kryptonians, so to speak, because Steppenwolf does mention that the Earth is ripe for the taking because there were no lanterns and no Kryptonians.
Right. But this is actually a problem other people have pointed out, because it's like, okay, what about the other 10, 20, 30,000 years of human history that you didn't just take it? You could have just taken it at any time, and you're an intergalactic conqueror with a vast empire of stolen worlds that you have pressed into service for your infinite army of evil.
We don't know that. Like, we as a viewing audience don't know that about DC. We as a comic book snob audience can tear apart all of this, but let's approach this from the audience it was intended for. Zack Snyder's.
That's it, though. It's not even comic
They
book.
said 5,000 years ago when this happened.
Yeah, but it's not even comic
in the movie
readers at this point, because you're also talking about a generation of viewers who are going to go see a movie who grew up with and are watching now DC animated. They saw Justice League. They watched Superman New Adventures. They've seen Darkseid. They've heard Michael Ironside's voice. They know what he is like.
I get that, but the thing is this is not who that is made for. This is made for somebody who knows absolutely nothing about anything to do with Marvel. This is made for your, for lack of a better word, that girl you would have asked to the movies in high school.
Yeah, I get it. For newbies. Now, that being said, the chick that I asked to the movies, we went and saw Fright Night with Colin Farrell, and then she snuck into Conan while I went and paid because I'm a gentleman.
That's right.
So we saw two movies the same day.
why
But
did you sneak in with her?
Because, well, I was certain that she could get away with it. I'm a gimp. They would have recognized me.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You could have spray painted your walkie thingies, whatever those are called, crutches.
I don't have
different color in the bathroom.
What are you talking about? You mean crutches that whack in the face with them, Martin?
I swear you said you had like some cool crutches, or maybe did you, or was it a cane? I don't know. You said
no, I have cool canes. I have many canes. I don't need them to walk. They just make me look badass.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
I think I'm drinking every time we're actually talking. Give me a break.
Look, Ayrton, I have fedoras, I have canes, and I have chalices.
Proper fedoras or trillies?
Proper fedoras.
Oh, okay, good.
But I'm just saying, what's that make me? Besides
a neck beard?
No,
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna
say. Nobody thinks of pimps like that anymore. Pimps are all like broken down mobsters with crack hose.
No, I still think big purple suit. You know, smacking a bitch with a big ass diamond ring and saying "kiss the ring, bitch."
I do in fact know a place where I can get a zoot suit, and I have a lifetime aspiration to save my dollars and cents and get one.
Fuck yeah!
I almost got married in a zoot suit. If I ever renew my vows, we're gonna do it in the zoot suit.
That's what you do for your that's what you do for your anniversary.
That's right.
Go get family photographs for your anniversary. It's like, what do you do? We're wear this zoot suit.
That's right, zoot suit riot. Anyway, back to Justice League. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I thought I was the one that was on drugs here.
No, we in fact would just prefer to talk about anything more intelligent than Justice League.
Well, the thing is that it had some moments, and I hadn't seen it when you guys tore it apart. This is my first time viewing Justice League at all.
No, I am actually interested in your opinions, but it's us. We reserve the right to make fun. And
absolutely. That would be who? I don't understand.
I don't know what Daniel Gambicki is saying.
Oh, it might be talking about a pimp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's talking about a pimp.
It would have been so much funnier. Anyway.
You called this stream so about the Snyder Cut. Clearly the title of this stream should have been Big Pimpin'.
I mean, we could turn this into a review of movies about pimps.
Remember, folks, keep the pimp hand strong.
I mean, Keith David did some pretty good movies back in his youth. So.
Speaking of keeping your pimp hand strong,
real.
What was it like? Did Aquaman have a character arc at all in this movie?
No, because his character arc was in Aquaman.
Less of an asshole.
Literally, his character arc was in the movie Aquaman, and that's what you're supposed to watch.
You mean in Thor Underwater?
I mean, yes, but no, because like I watched it in the theater. It didn't feel like wet Thor.
No, it was definitely Thor.
Speed panties, wet Thor.
The problem is,
I'll show you a wet God of Thunder.
It was great, right? My actual problem was the number of cameo actors in Aquaman who were utterly wasted. Why did they have Dolph Lundgren as a secondary character?
My issue was it was boring as fuck, and it was.
Are we talking about Aquaman? Like, is that yes. What we're doing now?
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to be clear. No. Aquaman was a great movie if they had let the director. If they had let the director off the chain. Because they got a horror director to do a movie about the underwater monsters. And he clearly wanted to do something like more Lovecraftian. And they kept pulling him back and being like, nah, be wet Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean, my issue with Aquaman is I was talking to a chick on a certain dating app who's into like cosplay and shit, and because I have obnoxiously long hair and a fuck off beard, she was like, "Oh, we should get you an Aquaman costume." I was like, "Bitch, no."
The thing is that if we're really going to do this comparison, Aquaman is not wet Thor. Aquaman is wet Doc Strange.
Doc Strange, really?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go into that a little bit.
Because Doc Strange,
there was no Pink Floyd songs.
In its aesthetic, Doc Strange has this hippy dippy psychedelia 1960s vibe, which is very Marvel, right? So when they did Aquaman, they were like, okay, we need to do Aquaman, but you got to get into that Doc Strange money. You got to have those weird visuals. And they were like, well, what weird visuals can we have? And they said, okay, so like, what if underwater everything is like a Japanese dance club? So it's all oots, 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 and laser beams everywhere, everything. And that was one of the problems I had with Aquaman.
How do you know my ex-girlfriend's name?
I'm just saying, like, that was one of my problems with Aquaman, is that as much as I enjoyed Jason Momoa grumbling his way through the terrible storyline, and I like the horror movie elements, the actual bits in Atlantis, it's like, I can't tell what any of this shit is. It's just lights and noise. I am not a cat. I do not follow stuff on the wall that comes from your flashlight. What the fuck?
I mean,
and I know people to be like, well, Joe, you didn't see it 3D. Those people can eat my dick.
Oh, fuck off. Is 3D still a thing people fawn over?
And IMAX. Everyone's like, oh, I love IMAX.
3D is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Avatar.
I know.
Avatar is the stupidest movie. I would rather watch Justice League on repeat with a cactus shoved up my cock than watch Avatar one more time.
So you mean like the first time you watched Justice League?
Exactly. Fuck 3D. It's bullshit.
Wait, Ayrton, you didn't like live action Fern Gully? What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I did not.
But you know why that movie was bad? No Tim Curry. They'd had Tim Curry singing Toxic Love.
That's right. Yeah. They could have even had Tim Curry as the asshole military guy with the scars on his face, and that would have been better.
If you add Tim Curry to anything, it's immediately better.
Yeah, but here's the extra hilarious. Tim Curry has had a life-changing accident, unfortunately. He's actually in a wheelchair now. He's mostly retired. But live action Fern Gully.
I swear you were going to say mostly retarded.
Here's the thing. Live action Fern Gully is 3D and is about people with disabilities projecting their awareness into meat robots. Put Tim Curry in the meat robot. Let him be a voice. He can do all the things.
Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't need to walk.
That's the one. That's the one saving grace about Avatar. Now back to Justice League, the original topic for this goddamn show. How am I the one keeping us on track? How am I the one keeping us on track?
Justice League with
sorry.
I thought they were the same movie.
real quick, Dan clarified. It was the quote from you, Church, that said, "I thought I was the one on drugs." And Dan
I always think I'm the one on drugs because I usually am.
That's what he was referring to. And Einbrecht, I haven't chatted up a tranny in at least a few years.
Weeks.
Now, mind you, matter.
And, okay, not knowingly.
And real quick. Obviously, we support the LGBTQ, all the other letters community. It's all in good fun.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I fully expect if anyone of that persuasion wants to come on the show and call us a bunch of assholes, please do.
I mean, they have.
Yeah, there you go. But no. In a serious point, my big
seriously. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Why are you guys taking the piss out of me? Church is right here. You guys suck. You all suck. I hate all of you.
Because you're the one with the flowing girly hair.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're not denying it. But seriously, getting back on target, one of my criticisms was what this will do for the industry, not specifically the film itself. The film itself is a piffle to me. It is transitive. I don't actually care. If you enjoy Justice League Church, more power to you. But I do believe this will enable the repetition. And I actually do have to take a retraction because I learned something today. But in that retraction, I am also proved, which is the weirdest kind of annoying. So not Justice League, Suicide Squad has a trailer, right? Except it's not Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was the 2016 film with Will Smith that was terrible. This trailer, the big trailer everyone's talking about, the one that people are just is for a new movie called, hold on to your hats, tension your anal glands. The Suicide Squad. That's right. We had Suicide Squad, and now we have The Suicide Squad. Different movies, some of the same characters, different problems, but honest. We're not retreading and trying to make something we fucked up profitable. Really, guys, we swear.
Wait. Did we swing all the way from Justice League to Aquaman to Avatar back to Justice League just to get the Suicide Squad? How the fuck did I miss that?
The thing is that what I said was that the Snyder Cut would enshrine into orthodoxy the idea that if people don't like a movie, you can just re-release it enough times to make it liked. You don't even have to do a reboot anymore. You just release the same movie, and you charge them for it every time. Right? Well, The Suicide Squad is not Suicide Squad. I will credence that. I also argue it is the same movie in principle. They are actively trying to do the same movie.
No, they're actively trying to do Guardians of the Galaxy, but with bad guys.
It even shares some of the same actors, because Margot What's-It is still Harley. And admittedly, she's apparently quite good at it, but that's not the point. The point is like, I'm sorry, a Suicide Squad movie should have been in the fridge longer. This was not the time to release one, because 2016 was still too close. I haven't felt this crowded on a bad idea since The Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
I mean, Amazing Spider-Man was better than Spider-Man 3.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
It actively was not. And I saw The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theater with my ex.
I didn't say 2. I said The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I know what you said, but I'm telling you, no. Both of those movies are awful. When you take someone as likable... No, when you take someone as likable as Peter Parker and make him a douchebag, and that's bad in one movie, and then you say, I'm gonna redo the franchise, but I'm gonna make him a douchebag throughout, you have already fucked up.
So no, it's not that they made him a douchebag. It's that in Spider-Man 3 they made him a cringy emo dickhead.
Sure. And then in The Amazing Spider-Man, they said, you know what would be better than a cringy emo dickhead? What if we made him? No, they said, what if we made him a skater douchebag? What if we made him hipster trash?
Don't be redundant now.
I liked Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I'm sure Andrew Garfield can act. Andrew Garfield should not have been Peter Parker, or at least should not have been that Peter Parker in that movie. He's probably a victim to bad directing. The same directing that says, hey, let's get that guy and make him the Rhino and then only put him at the beginning and end of a movie.
That was brilliant.
that was bad. Because instead, clearly what we want to do is we want to retread Batman Forever. Right? And we want to use Jamie Foxx and dubstep.
I mean, the movie would have been better, to your credit, if there were spider nipples.
Presumably on a female?
Or whatever.
I don't know. I'm not necessarily into Peter Parker's spider nipples. Although that is the most interesting expression of spider sense I've ever conceived.
See, exactly.
Every time
Speed panties, wet Thor, spider nipples.
Just think about that.
I'm just saying, it's now. Anytime Spider-Man
happens, like your nipples get hard.
Yeah. No, that is how Peter Parker knows something is wrong. His nipples get hard.
I think I'm beginning to see why we don't have any viewers.
I don't know. My screen says 4.
I've got 3.
Oh, let me refresh the page.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's 3. Anyway, so Justice League. Church,
tell us more about your Just Us League.
Well, hold on. There's one specific bit that I think I went off on more than anything else, and that was the Green Lantern in that flashback war scene. Because for both me and Church, Green Lantern is our favorite DC property, I guess. Wasn't that the worst Green Lantern you have ever seen?
No.
No,
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is the worst Green Lantern we've ever seen.
No, Ryan
Reynolds
was way better than this asshole.
He was, but Ryan did worse. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds would have been a good Green Lantern if they would just let Green Lantern be good.
No, that's not what I mean. Like, as a Green Lantern, as being somebody possessing the ring,
the character
was horrible
used his abilities badly, and I think that could be argued. I mean, it's actually in Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. They make a joke about it. Not that character, but you've got.
It was an awful movie, Ayrton. Give it up. Just give it up.
It was a terrible movie, but
here's the thing,
he at least made a Hot Wheels tracking car to catch a crashing helicopter. This fucking Green Lantern just shot vaguely green laser blasts out of his goddamn hand.
Fuck up, Ayrton. Here's the thing. You've got Sinestro there, and he's training up Hal Jordan, and that's all well and good. And so Hal Jordan uses his Green Lantern to make a gun. And Sinestro's like, a gun. Of course. How human of you. Good job. Because he knows that a gun is a stupid use of the powers of a Green Lantern, and he's right. So they actually do hang a lampshade on the idea that if you're using your power ring just to take rando blasts at people, you're doing it wrong.
Anyways, besides the point, Church, was this not a horrible Green Lantern scene?
Well, given the idea that a lantern shouldn't be present before the almighty dark side comes down, then you would think they would give a little more credence to the lantern's yes.
Okay.
It felt like they were brushed over and they didn't want to bring a whole lot of, like, I don't know, attention to the idea of the Green Lanterns in the DCEU because they don't know where they're going that way yet.
Well, in part, presumably, because they're still hurting from Ryan Reynolds' film. Whether you like the film or not, we are talking about the business. And I can see in the business, they're like, don't talk about Green Lantern. We're not going to mention it. We're just going to pretend that movie didn't happen.
But they mention them numerous times is the problem.
No. They have to keep the options open, but they don't. Don't mention like Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm fine with Hal Jordan not showing up. It's just the fact that they kept saying, stuff like the Guardians of the Sky or the Lanterns, and there's no Kryptonians. And then the only lantern they show is a fucking dipshit. And
they want
worse at his job.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood wants you, the viewer, to know the lanterns exist, but it is also entirely plausible that they do not want to utilize lanterns in their film, lest it actually hurt the film, which means that more than likely, at least parts of that battle scene were probably Snyder's initiative. Because remember, Snyder didn't take pay when he came back. He just took full creative control to do whatever the fuck he wanted, including go back and edit stuff that had already been edited.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have, if they were going to make it up like they were such a formidable threat to Darkseid, they could have made that fight scene last more than 45 seconds.
Sure.
If that. They could have made it like cool and like a struggle.
They could have
instead of just like this lantern being a total bitch.
Look, the spoiler button has already been pushed.
Captain Marveled right out of Justice League.
Here's the thing. The spoiler button's already been pushed. Anyone in this show, anyone watching this now or in 3 weeks' time, you've already watched other people talk about it. Everyone has already spoiled the end scenes and the middle scenes, so I don't feel bad by bringing this up. But the fact of the matter is, Ayrton, is that what you're talking about is the exact same problem we have with Martian Manhunter. Because if he was on the fucking planet, why didn't he do anything?
Right. No, that's just as dumb. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't build up the Martian Manhunter as he was some force keeping Darkseid and the Mother Box.
But I think that's what Church and I are saying. I'm saying that they had to do a lot in their movie time. They had to pick and choose, and it is entirely possible that it was a bean counting decision to de-emphasize the character rather than utilize it, but also to admit the character
those
exists.
bean counters should have taken their goddamn autism medication before they told them what to do.
If those bean counters took their autism medication, they wouldn't be making a Justice League movie.
Fair point.
They're far too busy snorting coke out the back of prostitutes.
No, the hip bone.
Oh, good lord!
You want a flat surface. You can't do it off of an ass or off of some tits. You want the hip bone, like right on the hip.
Jesus Christ!
Allegedly.
Look, I have far more interesting things to be grumpy about. But it's Church's show, so Church, if you have more you wish to say about the Snyder Cut, please do.
Oh no, I mean, basically, it's all been said. It's just it's a movie. It was fine. If you want to sit down and waste 4 hours, it works. There are some interesting parts. A lot of it is stupid.
I fully credence that it is a film and I do believe that anyone who wants to check it out should go do so. Our opinions are not the end of the world. If you like it, more power to you.
But was it anything great? Was it anything more meaningful than the Whedon cut? No. Was it worth the wait and the fan service that it got? No. You know what came from the Snyder cut? Zack Snyder being a massive bitch on social media. That's what came from the Snyder cut. All the bullshit with geeks and gamers and everybody else over the last couple of weeks, and the charity and alt-right, and Jesus, I'm so sick of it.
Wait, aren't you an alt-right influencer?
I am. You know, according to some media outlet somewhere, I am.
I have now chosen my side clearly because in the environment of social media, one of the things that
the guy saying, "Hey, keep it down on the T slurs and the N words," and the guy trying to keep it as PG and friendly as possible for everybody who might be involved. I'm the alt-right guy.
One of the things that I am grumpy about currently is there's a guy out there who made the following tweet into the tweet sphere, saying that he will have to reject a manuscript which he has rated, because he apparently uses a rating system to select manuscripts, a 9.5, because the writer doesn't have any social media following or engages ever. Right? So let's be clear. The author is qualitative, but not getting hired because he doesn't tweet, because he doesn't do Facebook. That pisses me off. In all the ways.
Wait. Hold on. So the guy's good, but because he realizes social media sucks and doesn't want to use it, he didn't get a gig?
Yeah.
Okay.
A publisher denied him because he does not jump into the sandbox.
I'm sure you guys can carry this on long enough for me to grab a cigarette, so just keep going.
Yes. Go for it. I have really chosen a side because I have brought my professional presence to the alt-right influencer to be spread across the alt-right creative sphere. Clearly, I'm going to get my book movie deal with Ben Shapiro any day now.
I can only imagine.
And quite frankly, Mr. Shapiro, if you happen to be wandering the internet, see this thing, listen to it, and I have called you a little troll, yes, I believe that, but I will still take your money and work for you.
No, I mean, he is a smarmy little Jew, but...
Yeah,
But
that's the thing. It's like, my ability to work for someone is not proportional to my political opinions. I can think they're a scumbag. I will mouthpiece whatever the fuck they want me to mouthpiece for money.
Deep Throat?
What?
Like Deep Throat? Is that what we're talking about?
No, that's different. That's when you reveal the Nixon tapes.
Oh, okay. Son of a bitch. So I just got some news that some fucking horrible cover band called Voice Avenue that I've never heard of just released a cover of Eric Clapton's Wonderful Tonight. And I feel like I need to hurt somebody.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry. That's
no. I mean,
that's.
I'm down.
It's a great song, and it's in my rotation in my repertoire when I'm out playing at the bars. And I'm.
You're clearly worked up about this.
Yeah, well, it's like, could you guys?
This shitty cover band covered the song. Ah!
He's so angry, he cannot describe his anger.
I'm sorry. I'm not making light of your plight. It's what it sounds like from the outside. It's hilarious.
That's okay.
The other creative annoyance I have today starts with my mom. We love my mom. My mom is great. My mom bought a book. Okay. From a place I won't, out of respect for the fact that they're a business, I will not name the publisher. But there's apparently a movement towards neo-pulp or new pulp, basically 1920s and 30s style adventure stories for new audiences, which is great, right? And this guy, my mom pointed out to me that this guy's work had a weird error in it. Anytime someone wailed as if, I wailed in pain, right? They weren't wailing. The word was wrong. They were wailing, like with a harpoon, or going
Wait,
to the
what?
or going
So
to the
instead of WAIL, it was WHALE.
Yes.
Nice.
And it's like, that's weird. That's awful. So I went to this publisher's website and I looked into it. And first and foremost, their primary author is their primary editor and is 90% of their work. And the guy is prolific, which is good. It's like, oh wow, prolific is nice. But apparently, this guy either relies entirely on spell check, which is only C grade because it's about 70% accurate, or has a real impediment. And if he does, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't know. Because he substitutes words a lot. Okay? I went to their submission guidelines.
I have a friend like that. Like in real life, he does that, and you stop trying to correct him after a while.
Submission guidelines, and their submission guidelines are basically that they want PG-13, no F-bombs, but some light swearing, sex if it's handled with style and grace, and gore is to be diminished or outright ignored.
I handle all my sex with style and grace.
That's what she said.
But
the thing is that I'm getting deeper into the context of their submission guidelines.
I'm getting deeper. That's what she said.
And I didn't notice it. It was making my eyeballs hurt. I'm like, what is this? He doesn't accept your work with an ACC EPT.
Oh, he accepts it? EX?
Yeah. I take exception to your work. Like, wait, what? No. And the reason this is bothering me is it's like, dude, my mom bought your book.
Someone's paying you money for this.
Yeah, you are a publishing house. You make comics. You can't do this. Pay an editor.
Even the dog in the background is angry.
Oh yeah, my mom's dog is mad about it. But and the thing is that I was actually remarking to this to somebody earlier today. It was like we were talking about misunderstandings in editorial, and I was explaining how you have to edit and how long it takes me, right? Because if I have to edit somebody's piece, it's going to take me about an hour per page, right? Because I've got to read every sentence, and I have to check it against my manual of style, which is probably about 20 years old, because it's the 15th edition Chicago Manual of Style. And they were like, well, why would it take you that long, Joe? I can read every sentence and not be that long. It's like, because I have to actually look at the punctuation and how it's used. And we were talking about the expanded notion of, it's like, oh, wow, editors do a lot of work. And it's like, yeah. So you can imagine how upset I was every time I'd be like, okay, guys, I will edit your work. Here's the rate. And they were like, I don't need you to edit my work. I'll just edit it. It'll be fine. It's like, no, you're the writer. Any errors you made are going to be errors you missed because you made them. That's why you have editors, and that's why editors have slush readers. What the fuck?
So what's your take on the Oxford comma then,
Rune? Having read at great length both about and not about the Oxford comma, use the Oxford comma when you need it to separate a subject and a predicate clearly to define multiple subjects.
It makes more sense, right?
It does, but
it's not always necessary.
It is not absolutely mandatory.
Right. It's one of those exceptions. Like, it's one of those exceptional punctuations.
So
I
don't
know. I'm so pro Oxford comma. I think I'm going to get one tattooed on my ass.
Well, the thing is, even if you're so pro Oxford comma that you use it every time, no one's going to hold that against you.
It's a tool like any other. So when in doubt, use it, and then read it back to yourself. If it feels right, keep it. But as you become more nuanced with the language, you might find that you just start using it less or use it in different ways, and that's okay.
Right. Like, you always want to, keep your uncle, the prostitute, and your money separate.
I paid my uncle prostitute the money. Is not. You want to pay your uncle's prostitute the money, or if you prefer, your uncle the prostitute paid you money.
Right, like
It's good. It's absolutely good if you get a prostitute and the prostitute pays you.
This is a Grand Theft Auto room. Calm down. You can't just kill the hooker when they're done. They catch you when you do that.
In Minecraft, Susan.
Actually, my mom's dog is a Lhasa Apso. They are raised as alarm dogs, so it is super loud by design. They're supposed to wake up an entire monastery of monks when there's a problem.
A monastery of monks? Well, yes. I thought it was going to be a monastery of Satanists.
No, it's the belief of the Buddhists is in fact that Lhasa Apsos are reincarnated Dalai Lamas.
One day I'm going to take a bet on how many times you'll fall for that and actually just keep going when Ayrton feeds you a line of bullshit. Like, I'm just going to put a spread on it and like have people take bets. I'm going to make a lot of money off of it. No matter how you go, Rune. So just keep that in mind. When Ayrton feeds you a line of bullshit, just keep in your head. No matter how you take this, you might be making me money.
As long as I get money from my being a small poor boy, I'm okay.
Oh, holy shit! Captain Weed popped in. What's up, Captain?
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a
while. Just to refresh, Ayrton hated it. It was a movie. Watching the Snyder Cut for the first time and watching the Justice League, I can definitely see, I've seen in contact different clips of the Justice League and stuff like that, but I've never watched the full movie. And I can see some of the parts that were cut away as fluff and why they were cut away as fluff, and they weren't needed. I don't feel like I got any more of an experience than anybody who saw it in theaters when it was the Whedon cut did.
45 goddamn minutes of slow motion.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do kind of hate Ezra Miller even more than I feel like those people do. But, yeah, man, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah. Weeb, I'm thinking we should do a top 10 anime titties / anime waifus episode with you.
I mean, we're just going to leave that in the aether as he answers in the chat. I don't know where that came from. I was not involved in this.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
I mean, really, they'll float. The question is, Einbrecht, since you are grumbling about trying to find skilled artists, where are you looking? If you're looking in America, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of great art is coming out of South America these days, believe it or not. Brazil.
South America, Southeast Asia.
Yeah, South America, Southeast Asia. Depending on the look you're going for, like if you want anime and manga style, those are the places to go.
Well, the real problem, as I have found, I believe I actually mentioned this many moons ago, in A Church of Failure, possibly somewhere else, was as much as we wanted to pay quality for quality. Back when Archetype Comics was trying to get the Executioner off the ground, we found that a real problem with American talent is that they operate in the commission sphere and come at it as you need me more than I need you. So they often will like set their own rates, or they won't be open to negotiation, or they will just shut down and be like, I'll work at whatever rate I want when I want, and you'll get it when you get it. The deadline is optional, right? Because they can always find more work. Whereas internationally, yeah, they get paid less, and that means when you pay them a fair wage, they are fucking grateful. But also,
we're gonna hold you to that, Weeb.
What? Oh,
told Weeb we're gonna hold him to that.
Nice.
But by the way, I think you should check the Streamlabs.
Oh yeah. But also, for whatever reason, they just have better work ethic. They will work hard for you.
Yeah, they rub you wrong time. I always forget we have a Streamlabs, by the way.
It's linked in every show. I just don't talk about it.
No. So we have a Streamlabs. If you want me to be able to afford some crackers and maybe in Arizona, go. Send us a message.
Arizona iced tea, not the state.
We have a thing here that makes money.
No. Nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
You must be confused.
Okay. Nothing you want but targeting.
Correct.
Don't tell the intern that he might get money. He might start demanding pay and representation.
Yeah, no, we can't have that.
Me and Church are very ableist.
Right.
I mean, it's worse. I'm a union man. I'm in a union. Also talking about unionization.
Oh, where them Gwen Stacy's at, I'm here for the spider reparations and the free crack cocaine. That's African Spider-Man donated to the show. That's nothing that we here support by any means.
Does African Spider-Man get his powers from a spider god?
I like to think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Does he make his clothing out of webbing?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Honestly, in case you haven't realized, Church, all we've been trying to do is get you to just break and lose it.
No,
that's not going to happen.
No, I'm serious. I'm saying, when you say the phrase African Spider-Man, I start envisioning someone in, extremely traditional dress from an inner African Congo state, and he's, weaving together his costume out of webbing.
Captain Weave says he got it from the Flint drinking water and radioactive sickle cell.
That would explain it.
That water is delicious, sir.
The Detroit water situation gives people Hulk powers, but they only turn into Dodge pickups.
And break down after 20,000 miles or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be a Ford. A Dodge will last 22.
Well, I mean, it's the most, It's at some point, people are going to be mutated enough that they're all going to come together and be like, Detroit, transform and roll out.
Detroit just going to become Cybertron. The Transformers was a prophecy and we didn't heed it.
The Unicron spends most of Generation 2 broke down as shit and has to be repaired. Yes, Detroit is totally Unicron.
And it's going to be, the Autobots are going to be people who actually lived and grew up in Detroit, and the Decepticons are going to be all the white hipsters that
the police
gentrify one block of the goddamn.
Oh, we have a guest.
Hey, yo, where Gwen Stacy at?
Who is this? How did you get in here?
And this is Londarius Spider-Man.
Wait, so you can answer the question. Spider-Man makes his costume out of webbing.
Hey,
no, man, I got it out from the Goodwill. Man, you ever been bit by a spider with radioactive sickle cell? Shit, man. That hurt.
Oh, thank you, African Spider-Man. I had no idea.
How to clear that up for y'all.
I appreciate that.
Y'all have a good one, and where that crack at?
I'll ask your mom.
Okay, wait. Now I'm just gonna just stop right there.
My life has been improved.